What?
Why Ty ain't get the goddamn hat memo?
Hey, you the only one, bro.
The only one without a hat.
Leave that man alone, man. Leave
I'm
him
not
be.
wearing a hat in my house. What the hell?
Leave that man alone.
No, I'm not wearing a hat in my house. The hell?
You're not wearing a hat in your mama's house. That's what you meant to say.
Yeah, my mama's house. Yeah.
I gotta wear a hat because I ain't got no cut, bro. So I'm not about to go out here.
Yeah, that's what I threw the do-rag.
Yes,
The do-rag's a hat for me.
At least it ain't the
Yeah,
velvet.
the do-rag on
It is the
and
velvet.
the
It's
head
the black
is
one.
too.
It's the black velvet.
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah, you can't see his velvet though. So that's a good
Yes,
thing.
All right. So basically, yeah, you're after Eric. I am.
Yeah. All right,
Yeah. All right.
cool.
Everybody good?
Jesus Christ.
Yo.
Hey, I promise y'all I'm not slow.
What's good, everybody? Welcome to episode 2 of the Here Y'all Go podcast. I'm Tyn. I just want to, before we jump into everything, I just want to say I appreciate all the love and all the support that everybody showed. It was really nice to see. I appreciate it all. Just keep it coming, though. All right, so we're going to jump into intros. This is since our first official one. So for me, I'm Tyan. I go to Virginia Military Institute. I'm from Chesapeake, Virginia. Let's see, what's a big musical influence for me? My big musical influence came from my mom. She put me on a biggie. I can rap juicy front to back, back to front if I needed to for so me and her built our bond and relationship on music. So I grew up listening to Mary J, Beyonce, everybody that's big and known. So I think that's where my musical influence came from me. And then when I went solo, the first artist that I found was J. Cole. So that's when I fell in love with hip hop and rap. So who's next? Darren, go ahead.
All right, my name is Darian Johnson. I go by D. Like Tyan said, definitely want to thank everybody for showing the love and support. That's major. I'm originally raised in Northern Virginia in Stafford. Right now, living in Raleigh. So that's where I reside. Big musical influence for me growing up was gospel music. That's literally all I listened to until I was 18. So Marvin Sapp, Fred Hammond, Kirk Franklin, Clark Sisters. So a big thing for me was lyrics, what they were talking about, their praise and adoration for the Lord, and the emotion that kind of brought for me. Fast forward, turn about 18, 19, run into J. Cole and the importance of his lyrics and what he was saying and the emotion that brought for me kind of went hand in hand with what I knew of music. And that's my favorite artist, and that's where I like my music.
Man, what's up? I'm Don from Richmond, Virginia, born and raised. My biggest musical influence growing up, I mean, my family is like big into music. So for me growing up, I heard, Al Green, the Spinners, Smokey Robinson, Temptations, like a lot of the older style music, how, groups kind of got their start. And then as I got older, my mom kind of started putting me on to hip hop really. But, I went back before I could go forward to know where we came from, to know where we got to go. So as far as musically, hip hop started, from 1985 and up, really. Like the golden era hip hop, Slick Rick, Dougie Fresh, Grandmaster Flash and Furious 5, like you talking about your old groups. So they always had we gotta get these bars out here. The music was kind of secondary almost, but it was just like they had a DJ and a turntable, got to scratching. But so I'm big into to concepts, lyricism, and then if you also got a dope beat that you rhyming over, then that just makes the song better. But always got to go down to what you saying and not the beat carries the song. So that's my musical take.
Yo, what's up, y'all? It's E, Eric, Uncle E. If you know me, some niggas call that, it go all the way around. As far as musical influence, matter of fact, hold up, jumping ahead of myself. I was born in Virginia Beach. Currently reside in Chesapeake. I've been a lot of different places, Italy, Germany. I lived in Germany for probably like 4 years. So long that I thought I was actually from there and we moved back to the States. So that's just kind of crazy. As far as musical influence though, definitely my parents. If you're in a black household, cleaning the house, you hear a lot of different tunes. My mom, she loves Mary J. Blige. I listen to Mary J. Blige all day. Donnell Jones, Jill Scott, all through the house. You got my dad. He put me on to Wu Tang, Jay Z, Redman, pretty much anything rap. I pretty much know it. R&B. That kind of came around late in my life. I think I have a woman in my life. When I was little, so I didn't want to hear that slow shit. But right now, I think I'm pretty far fetched with R&B. So right now, I listen to a lot of different things. If you know me, I'm very diverse. I don't listen to just rap or R&B. Sometimes I might veer off into some alternative things, some rock. I got a whole rock playlist just set aside for when I just want to switch things up. But I'm pretty diverse when it comes to music taste.
Yo, your boy Nasir, from Virginia Beach, Virginia, and I'd have to say my musical influence came from like my dad's side of the family all the way through. Like we've always been around music. Uncle was a DJ, uncle was a rapper, another uncle was a DJ. My dad was into music, so I just been around it, Like it's cliche to say, but like I really grew up on 90s hip hop, like Jay-Z, Rakim, Ghostface, Nas. Like I got my name from Nas, so it's like, that's that. Like all I grew up with. I was 7 years old listening to Mobb Deep, Hell on Earth, So that's just kind of like where my music background came in. Then when I started to get my own solidified music interest, so when I really got into, like everybody else said, J. Cole was kind of the one of the first artists I really got into and really started to give me an influence and kind of hit me with messages that kind of hit beneath the skin. So that's it for me.
What's going on, guys? My name's Ian Roseborough. I'm the eyeball at the cast. I'm from South Carolina, from Jenkinsville, South Carolina. Real small town. My musical influence, honestly, would have to come from my older brother. He put me on to hip hop, period. The style that I listened to coming up. Starting with Kanye West. I got to start there with the College Dropout. I think the first time I heard it, my brother played it for me. He played Through the Wire. And then that first, I drink a Boost for breakfast and Ensure for dessert. Somebody order pancakes, I just sip the scissor. Like, that sparked it for me. I was like, yo, that's the coolest. It was the coolest shit I had ever heard at the point. So, like, from there, man, doing research in EA, figuring out, how big of a sampler he was when it came to everything that he did. It just, it took me back, man. It took me back way before that. And then, like I said, man, from there, the rest was history.
So of course they're gonna save, the best for last. It's Tariq. Most people call me Reek, but we have a Reek as well. Some people call me Ty, but we have a Ty as well. So whatever you guys choose to call me. I'm born and raised Richmond, Virginia. I went to Virginia State University, currently in grad school at VCU for clinical psych. My musical inspiration definitely comes from my grandmother and my mom. They were my biggest two influences for everything. My grandmother, of course, kept me in the church, so I had a gospel feel for everything. I mean, as most of us do, as well as she's a true diehard old soul. So everything old, you start off like, man, what is this? I don't want to listen to this. And as you listen to it, you like, dang, wait, this low key is it. Like, all right. So that was pretty much my feel for everything. And then being with my mom, she kept me up to date everything new I needed. You know, I'm always in the car with her. And she's low key a thug, so anything that's going on, I'm right there with her listening to it. And then at the same time, I would definitely say my biggest inspiration comes from both of them because I'm the one probably in the pod that's gonna be the R&B fiend. Like I'm right there for it when it comes to anything R&B. I'm always in my bag 24/7. Anybody that knows me know I'm about that R&B life, and that's thanks to my mom and my grandma. You know, we hate the wait, but at the same time, you got to respect it because you want everything to be just right, and I feel like he didn't do that with his album. So, with that being said, you know, it's just for me. I would agree. I only really like 3 tracks, and that would be the track with Roddy Ricch for sure. Ironically, as much as people didn't like it because he was singing on it, I did like Sad Shit. That's just me. I like.
I honestly liked it too. I liked it too.
Lie, bro.
I'm not even gonna lie. I liked it. It was great.
I like the vibe that he gave with that. You know, it was a different vibe from
Hot doo-doo.
from the baby that I did.
See, that's wild.
I'm just saying that was just me though. So overall, I'm not gonna say it was trash or garbage like Mo said. It was just below.
It was different.
It was below his norm. I would say that for sure. For the past two projects that he's given us is below like his normal. So that's just me.
All right. All right. So which one should we go to next? Do y'all want to jump on the division now?
Man, let's get right into it, G.
Do y'all want to jump in the division now, or do y'all want to?
Well, they get a top 4. Like, he can't wait.
I honestly like if. I don't even got my words right for division right now because
let's move on to
the amount of love I have for that album is crazy. It's crazy.
Oh, that's the
all right, let's hop on this West Side Gun. Ooh. All right, go ahead, Eric.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Hey, look. Griselda has not lost yet, bro, at all. Every album that Westside bring out has been top notch since he's made an album, bro. And I've been very clear to the group. I'm pretty sure y'all saw it when I put it in Twitter. This has been my favorite album this weekend. I played this album nonstop this whole time. I haven't been back to Division was good too. They're a close second. I've been back to them a while, but man, 327 on Westside Guns Project. The way Tyler slid on that, bro. Like, just this whole album is hip hop. It's just very true to hip hop. I think what Griselda has been giving us has been very what it should be. I think they're bringing that feeling back to hip hop, and if nobody really appreciates them, they need to get on board because give them a couple more years, they're gonna be on top again.
I mean, you really hit it right on the head.
For real.
That's like, this is what we have come to know and love about hip hop, and you just gave us like the classic hip hop album. Like,
for sure.
the structure of it, the way, you know, he had his feature set up, the way he had his songs, like everything that, you know, he could have delivered in a hip hop album, a true hip hop album, he gave us a true hip hop album. Now, 327 with Tyler the Creator on the feature. Didn't know how I was gonna like it. Heard it, Tyler slid, wasn't expecting it at all.
What?
As far as what he delivered in the context and the structure of the song, I was not expecting that. I was not expecting Tyler to slide like that. Tyler slid, and that was honestly like my favorite song on the album. And I never thought I would say a song with Tyler the Creator was my favorite song.
Oh no!
Don't disrespect Tyler.
I'm not disrespecting.
He lost everybody. He lost everybody on that one.
So with that, what I'm hearing is
I'm with you, Don.
Don hasn't been much of a Tyler the Creator fan consistently.
Yeah, see me, I'm a
Because if you was a Tyler fan, bro, and you listen from Bastard all the way up, bro, I promise you would know that Tyler lyrically can do whatever that nigga really wants to do.
Bar for bar with anybody.
He chooses to do what he wants to do whenever he wants to do it. Niggas forgot them freestyles he did with ASAP Rocky, like them shits won't heat.
Yo,
I take nothing away from Tyler and his talent. Tyler's just not for me.
Okay.
Shit.
I'm on the ledge with you. I'm on the ledge with you.
Mind.
He's just not for me. That's just how I feel. So for me, him not being for me and me being a fan of his, when I did hear his verse and how he came correct and the flow and the structure and everything he delivered on that song, especially within the realm of the song, I thought it was phenomenal. Honestly, like, and that was my favorite song on the project. Like, but this is a true, if you love hip hop project, and
For sure.
he could do, like, he did no wrong with this project at all.
for sure. All right, D, what's up? What you got?
It was good. It was good. It was refreshing. From the different music that we've, like I said, doing this pod, we have to listen to stuff that's coming out, whether we would usually choose to or not. I'm not a big West Side Gun, but I did enjoy it, and it was refreshing. Good album. 500 Ounces, I'd probably say that was one of my favorites, and then the one with Benny, because I like Benny the Butcher a lot. I like him a whole lot. I think that was George Banda, I think was the name of the track. I really like that one. Like that one a lot with him and Conway. But yeah, it was a good album.
Griselda, baby. All right, Rick, what you got?
Which Reek?
You.
That was-
All right. Just making sure.
I'm calling him not fear.
All right, so pretty much I definitely thought it was a great album. Everybody pretty much said the same thing already that I would have already said. Being 100% honest, this is my first time coming into listening to him, honestly. So
Really?
it was put on. Definitely commend you. Definitely appreciate that, bro. Didn't know what to expect coming into it, so it definitely was a solid listen to coming into it. 327 definitely gave me a great eye coming into the album. Hearing that first before listening to the album, I was like, all right, I can fuck with this. So let me see what the rest of this album is. So I had high hopes going into it already. I definitely appreciate it.
Yeah, that 400 mil, that thing was tough. Like the whole little speaking and before the shit started, it gave me like a Wu-Tang like type of feel, type of thing.
I came into the game. I actually listened to Westside out of the whole Griselda. I was introduced to Westside first, and then after that it was Benny, and everybody knows that Benny is probably the killer out of that whole group. Like,
oh, for sure,
crazy. So out of Benny, Conway, they all be dropping solid projects. Before Westside dropped this week, Conway dropped Lulu a couple weeks ago, and I've been playing that nonstop. And I was like,
really good, really, really good.
Yeah.
All right, Ion, what you got for me?
I think the West Side Gun project. Jesus, I said Gunna. West Side Gun project was easily top 2 album releases this Friday. Like top 2.
It won't, but like 5 of them.
If it wasn't,
it won't, but 5 of them Jones top.
But like there was another really good album that we're gonna get to, and I'm trying to figure out where I'm placing both of them. But the West Side Gun, man, like you said, 327, man. Everybody know this is for Don. Anytime I ask Tyler to come on a track and actually rap, he's gonna go bar for bar. It ain't even a question.
I apologize.
But it's okay, Don. You don't.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I apologize.
It's okay. But I think everybody basically said what I feel about the album, man. I think it's hip hop. I think it's pure hip hop. One of the things I point out for me though that stood out for me, man, was that album cover, dude. That album cover is
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, I was
That
cold.
album cover is cold.
It was cold.
It's cold, bro.
Cold.
Virgil murdered it, bro. Virgil murdered
Cold.
it. It's like if you gun in your life and you're scrolling on Apple Music and you see that album cover and you're a hip hop fan, you probably gonna click.
You're
Oh,
most
yeah,
likely
for
gonna click on it.
Like,
Most likely
and
gonna
that's
click
what
on
an
it.
album cover is supposed to be. I just personally think that's like that's an underrated art.
It's very
hip hop. Like the album cover, man. It's crazy. It's crazy.
All right. Well, Nasir didn't listen to it, so we're gonna skip him.
Boo.
Dang.
Boo.
He had family stuff yesterday, so I understand it.
True.
I get it.
He put
All
you
right.
on the spot.
So what we gonna do? We're gonna do Division Tour.
Man, let's just go into this Division album. Goodness
Hold
gracious.
on.
Like,
Hold on.
let's just go into it. Like, why? Like, what's the
Cayenne
hold on? Let's just go ahead and go
That's
into
my
it.
last, man.
Let's go ahead and knock out Tory, and then we can go to division.
All right. So for
Tory
Tory,
project. That was a Tory project. Like,
go
Yeah,
on.
we can leave it right there. We can leave it right there.
that's what I'm saying. It was a Tory project.
We can leave it right there.
Anything that you expect from Tory Lanez, he delivers, and then he gives you something that this project doesn't have in his other projects.
And then you don't listen to it ever again.
I didn't say that.
Hey, I'm going on that one. Hey, listen, I'm going on that ledge. I'm worried about the replay value of this as a whole album. It's got very good tracks on it. I'm not saying it wasn't a good album. His replay value, and it might be me, I'm not outside. I don't know. The replay value for me, it's in question. So it's to be determined for me. That's why I'm gonna leave mine right.
It's not something that's in question.
But you have to realize when it comes to Tory is literally trying to fight over his chick stakes. Like his chick stakes stint. Like he's trying to fight over that. I don't think he's ever going to get over that. The project before this was close, but it wasn't. No, it wasn't.
it was
You
still
talking about
Chick
5? You talking about Chick Say 5?
Yeah.
That was a good one.
It was close. It was close to like
I'm still going through.
climbing. That's what I'm saying. It's climbing, but at the same time, when Tory Lanez has his sound, he has his lane. He executes his lane very well. I can't take anything away from dude. So with this project, it was everything that I expected Tory Lanez to deliver. His lane, what he does, and execute it to how he's gonna execute it. And like that's my take. That's my take on the whole. Like you said, bangers. Like he definitely gonna have some bangers on there. Like that's what Tory is. Like he gonna have some bangers. But like you said, replay value. It's not something that like I'm gonna just put in, bump it 4 times straight through, and never get tired of it. Like that's not what this project was. So, but for him, like that's his bread and butter.
So I could take it. We all agree that Tory's album was. It is what it is. Like
it is what it is. Pretty much how it is. I liked it. That was my favorite Tory album, Tory project for.
Now, I will know. I did actually really. Well, I don't know about that part, bro.
That was my favorite one.
I don't know about that. Your favorite project?
That was my favorite project.
Over Chink tapes and everything?
Yeah, for sure. That's my favorite one.
Oh no, you're drunk, my friend.
That's my favorite. It's not the best one. That's my favorite one.
I agree. I agree with Tyan.
Yeah. That's not the best one. That's my favorite one.
I think it's my favorite out of every chick tape that he didn't release. Like, for some reason, this project
it's so different. To me, it's so different.
Tory over the top. But let me tell you why, though. Just give me a minute. Let me tell you why.
Wait till I step in this shit.
Let me tell you why. You're right. Tory does have a lane, right? Tory has a lane. He sticks to that lane like very well. Like he's best to do it in. But on this, stepped outside and still executed very well. There's a part of it that's like he still executed like really well. Like Letter to the City 2.
Oh my God.
That ain't Tory's. That's not Tory's usual bag. That's not his usual bag. But he came out. He went bars. Complete.
To quote Joe Nelson, that's Drake's song anyway. So it's Drake's. We all know that was Drake's. Move on.
I was waiting for.
I was waiting for it. I don't know whether Drake writing for Tory or Tory writing for Drake, but it don't matter.
All I'm gonna say is that was the best New Toronto project in my eyes. The original New Toronto, to me, by far is Tory's best project.
I have to go back to it because I wasn't a Tory fan at the time.
You got to go back and listen to the New Toronto. I've been a Tory fan since the New Toronto came out. I listened to that and Chicks Tape 3 around the same time. New Toronto, the first Letter to the City was dope. From the Woods might be one of my favorite Tory tracks ever. You know what I'm saying? Like for Ion, he just kept it out and said that was like Tory kind of stepped out of his lane. Like, no. Every this is how it always goes. The New Toronto is for the guys, man. That's for the niggas. Chicks Tape is for the shorties, but the New Toronto is always for the niggas, bro. It's just straight bars and Tory rapping. It's not a bunch of radio music. That's what you get out of every New Toronto.
What he talk about?
The first New Toronto.
I'm serious. I'm serious. What did he talk about?
What do you mean what he talked about? As far as I'm not even speaking of
bars. I'm saying like what was memorable within the past 3 days from that album.
It's not even the sense of what he's saying. It's more so how he's coming. In a sense, like his pace.
Ain't that what bars are? Ain't bars what you saying?
Bars is it has a lot what you're saying, but it's actually him rapping. Like a lot of the stuff, like he does a lot of auto-tune singing, rapping in any other project that he makes.
That falls within the Tory lane.
And Tory Lane to not he like he said he's a commercial artist. And a lot of the times he tries to make commercial music. But New Toronto is not a commercial project. And none of the New Torontos are commercial projects. That's why they're not as favored as Chicks Tapes.
Okay, question.
Go ahead, D.
Question. Is he a mixtape artist?
I would say yes.
Yeah, very much so.
Not that there's something wrong, because I'm just looking through his albums. His debut
album was solid.
I told you
was dope.
Yeah, that was dope.
I didn't want that at that point in my life, so I don't know.
Yeah, that was dope. Did you hear Love Me Now?
Go back and listen to it.
What'd you say?
I ain't really rock with Love Me Now. I
Told You So.
I told you that was a dope album.
I Told You So was a good project, but it didn't remove him from being a mixtape, like being a mixtape rapper.
It didn't.
That's not. I'm not trying to throw shade. I'm not trying to throw shade or nothing. But to me, what it sounds like, as I'm not a Tory Lanez fan, and I've listened to a handful of his projects. It sounds like his mixtapes is his bag, and that's what he's really good at.
That is his bag.
Yeah, no, that's not a diss. That's definitely not a diss.
No,
there's
it
a
is
lot
at
of
all.
mixtape artists. Hell, if we want to be honest, Nipsey was a mixtape artist.
He didn't
Woo!
Yeah, like he was a mixtape artist.
Until he dropped Victory Lap.
That's the honest opinion.
Until he dropped
Victory Lap.
And so I think
Victory Lap was his debut album. Like,
it's a lot
What'd
of
you say?
artists like
Go ahead.
I feel like it's a lot of artists that's been like that, because you could say the same for Wale. Wale was a mixtape artist until
Wale is a mixtape bag artist in his bag mixtape.
Why you do
artist.
that? Why you bring that up? Mute it.
Yeah. We ain't gonna start Wale today.
My
All right, go ahead.
In general, I'm gonna finish it out. He's definitely a mixtape artist, and he took it and ran with it, and he has it. That's him. Like, you hear a Tory mixtape, of course, it's more than likely gonna be Chink's tape, which is fine. But that shit is gonna be, we know it's gonna be somewhere that's gonna hit. It's gonna be quite a few hits on that mixtape, regardless. Now, as far as albums,
all hits.
It's not, it really could be hit or miss for me, honestly, with him for his albums. Yes. He does this last one. Like I said, the intro caught me. I was there for it. I'm like, all right, this is a way. He came strong, pause, with that intro for the album.
Oh, you're gonna pause.
And look, when you got cousins and family like I do, you have to say that shit, bro.
Did you not hear Machiavelli on the original New Toronto?
Yeah. So
that was one hell of an intro, my man.
So that's, I mean, like I said, it's just it's certain things he has a different lane, and I would just definitely agree. As a whole, I think we all agree that this project was Tory. It was good. I don't think anybody's gonna say that it was just all out trash or it was bad or anything. We all can agree it was in Tory's lane. It is what it is.
No pun intended.
Well, you know what he did.
That was good.
Ty, you slow for that.
That was good.
You slow for that one, big dog.
That was good though. I just caught that. That was good.
We know who's not the lyricist in this group.
I caught it though. What you mean? It
You
wasn't
caught
like
it
I
too
let
late.
it pass.
Too late.
I was reading.
Caught it too
I
late,
was
my G.
reading. All right, so we're gonna go on Kiana.
Who that?
I'll
Kiana,
start off.
Kiana
I'll
the
Lady.
start
Kiki
off.
album. The Kiki album.
I'll start off
Okay.
on that shit. Let me get the first take on this.
Oh,
Go ahead.
God.
Go ahead,
Okay.
Reed. Go ahead.
That album, it was it. It was it, start to finish. Had great features. Great Forfeit with Lucky Day. That shit was hitting. Like, all applause to her for that album, bro. Like, it definitely brought some good energy. Like, that's probably been the second most played album I listened to this whole weekend. Second Chances with Black. I feel like because Ty loves Black, I gotta say this. Black didn't come with the features like he usually do. She actually held that song and was on top of it.
Hold on.
Here we go again.
I don't think it's a shot at Black. I think she showed I can do this with him.
She held her own.
For sure.
With the whole thing.
It's a
Like, I'm a
great
fan.
album. Great
I'm
album.
a fan. And I look forward to more projects from her.
So, just a side note. If anybody wants to know, the best song to me that she's ever put out is Wicked Games.
Beautiful
Go
song.
Listen
Beautiful
to
song.
I gotta go back and listen.
Great album.
Go
Great album.
listen to that. Yo, when I say that
first project
song is crazy. But
wait, when you say Wicked Games, is it like a cover or is it like her own song?
No, it's her song.
No, it's her. It's her song on her first album.
Yeah.
Okay. What's the name of her first album?
What is it? Selfless? Yeah,
Okay.
Selfless.
All right, I'm gonna go back and check that out. Do my homework.
Yep. All right.
I literally just found her this morning. When I sent it in the chat, I didn't know that's who y'all was talking about.
Yes, sir.
I never listened to her.
Bro, she's amazing.
With chocolate, Ari Lennox, and I was like, oh, this is fire. So I said that. But now that y'all talking all this high praise, I'm gonna have to go check her out.
Oh yeah, you're gonna have to dive deep into it for real. That she gives it up. Pause.
You talking about a female? What you guys say? Y'all niggas.
Cause I'm talking about this dude up here. He said pause.
Some weirdos.
Niggas is weirdos, man.
What you got for me? You listen to it? Did you hear it yet?
I started listening to it on the way back today in the truck. I didn't get through it at all. I think Plenty More is one of my favorite songs on the track, on the album anyway. I think for me, it was Common. I haven't finished it yet. I'm looking forward to finishing it after pod, but from what I hear so far, man,
it's like that.
It's really good.
D, what you got?
For me, it's my favorite album of the week. This is number one for me, and I'm pretty sure it came out last week.
It came out last week, yeah.
But
it came out, yeah.
Yeah,
when
we
go listen to it.
Yeah. But I have continued to play this album. For me, when you come, your sophomore album to me is very important. That's where a lot of artists miss.
Bryson Tiller.
Well, we haven't even got that, so we ain't really missed. We did get it.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. Yes, we did.
Yeah, you're right. And for me, that's important. She came and it was one track that I didn't like. And I think that had 19 tracks on it.
17.
And there was one that I didn't like. Other than that, they were all just smooth. The features, everything for me with a feature, everything felt organic. It felt like she didn't like force this person on the song. That person, like the Lucky Day song, that was a perfect mixture of their music.
And she put some great artists on there and held her own.
And my favorite track on this album, Chocolate,
for sure,
featuring Ari Lennox. That sounded like the perfect blend of a Ari and a Kiana Lady song. And
I need more projects from them.
Ooh, buddy. Yeah. So my favorite album so far this week.
All right, Rick, what you got?
So y'all already know this is my type of bag, that R&B. That's my mood. So I was all for this going into it. The album was definitely great in my opinion. Definitely the feel and vibe out. I was looking for. My favorite track was definitely Chocolate. Her and Ari, that's top notch. What you looking for, in all honesty, in an R&B track. Like you said, they blended together like how you would want it to be. So that was my take.
Don and then Eric.
I need to hear more from her because I'm not familiar with her. So for me,
Go listen to
being
that first album.
introduced, yeah. So for me being introduced to this, it was a really good project. What I didn't like was I didn't like some of the samples that she used. I don't know if it was just me, but I mean, like, I feel like if you take a sample that, especially that people recognize as popular, if you take a sample that is popular, then I expect you to do something magical with this sample. I didn't feel like she gave me that, huh?
Can you be more specific right now?
Dang. It was I want to say it was I don't want to be wrong.
Go your head, boy.
Go ahead, look at the track list. Let us know.
I don't want to be wrong, but I believe she used the was it a Outkast sample maybe?
Which song was it? I think
yeah, I know exactly what song you're talking about. She did use the Outkast sample. It was
I don't remember the specific song because I forgot to write it down because I was in the car when I was listening to it.
Give me 1 second. I'll find it.
But yeah, but she did use the Outkast sample, and as soon as you hear the sample and you can specifically go to that song. And to use a sample that people already have in their memory and then you deliver a song.
Was it So Fresh, So Clean?
Yes, actually it was.
So Fresh, So Clean.
That was
which track on her album was that one? I remember, but I don't know off the top of my head.
It was her by herself. She didn't have any features. It was her by herself.
I'm gonna go back and look. Hold on.
I just don't remember which song, but I do remember.
I don't remember the song either.
I do remember the sample. So for me, I was like, it kind of took away from possibly what you were trying to deliver because you used such a popular sample. So that's for me. That was my take. She didn't use just one popular sample either. I think she used like two. I think she used like two. But for both, if it goes for both of them.
Mad at Me is the name of the track.
Yes.
And she killed that, by the way. But okay.
No, but I'm not saying like it was a bad song.
I think that's her most played song.
But I feel like it's one of the most played songs, not because of how she came on it, but because
the sample.
Because you can hear something familiar, so you gravitate to some familiar that you hear, and the way she delivered over the track, I didn't feel like she didn't do the sample justice. But I'm saying I feel like you have to come like this is gonna have to be the best song on your project if you come with a popular sample. With that being said, Chocolate was my favorite song on the project just because it gave me that genuine two female vocalist R&B sound, and it just was magically blended with both of them talented. Like, it was ridiculous.
Yo, D, stop looking at that man like that, bro.
I'm saying, like, you act like I said something wrong.
I'm listening. No. I'm listening.
I'm nervous and shit. Like,
I know what you mean.
I don't even know.
I'm like, dang, this man really like not vibing with what I'm saying right now. I'm not saying nothing crazy.
No. I was legit just listening. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying though. When you come with a sample, that's why you have to be careful. That's why a lot of people don't touch that type of stuff because they know if they don't come right, that's your head. Most people gonna be on your head for it. But
only certain people do that.
Yeah, I think she did right. But I feel what you're saying, Don. I respect that. I just know where your bias lies as far as female R&B, so I knew what your favorite track on that was gonna be.
The thing was actually I was actually gonna pick the Black song, but after I went back and listened to the RA joint, I was like, oh no,
you can't do it.
It's forfeit for me.
I would say I'm always gonna be one to pick Black over everybody else, but I couldn't do it on that one. Go ahead, E. What you got? Wrap it up. And then we gonna hop into this division. So
wrap it up. Like I already said, I literally just found it this morning. So.
Oh damn! Did you already say something? I'm
Yeah,
tweaking.
he did.
Oh, all right, bump it. All right, we're going to the division then. Let's get it. Woo!
I'm gonna be quiet because I have to listen again. Not that it's
Ty, go ahead, bro. Just go ahead. Like,
Yeah, go ahead, Ty.
go ahead.
Gotta get it out the way.
Man,
Go ahead, bro.
oh man.
First of all,
Let me
that's
go
not-
ahead and get my look. I've listened to this nonstop.
Oh, Rick has something to say. Hold on, wait.
I got something to
It's
say
not.
too.
It's not me. I just want to give a disclaimer to everybody that's watching. Ty was in his bag all
Bag all
Let me chime in
Friday
on that, Reed.
night.
Let me chime in, Reed. Let me chime in.
All Friday night.
Non-disclaimer. All I'm saying is, I can't look at Ty the same, man. That album did something to him.
Look, I'm gonna let y'all know this. This album for me is the album of the year for me right now, personally. For me, I will listen
So
to
far.
the album every single day for the rest of this year. This might be the first vinyl I buy when it becomes vinyl. This
Oh,
might
I'm on
be the
that
first-
too.
This might be the
That
first
cover,
one I got.
that cover is nuts. The
Oh
cover
my
is
God.
nuts.
That cover was
Cover's
nuts.
nuts.
First of all, they opened up with No Good, and the lyrics in that song hit me so hard. I was like, yo.
Here we
First of all,
That
I
shit hit
woke
me
up.
too.
I woke up. I took a nap.
Time of life.
I took a nap and I woke up to my phone buzzing, and it was Reek. It was Nasir and Reek, and they was talking about, yo, that first song, and then that second song right after, Friends, and then I Still Pray For You for the third song, and then Courtside for the fourth song. Like, those first four songs are crazy. And then the transition from, what was it? Dangerous City to...
Keep going on. Come on.
No, hold on. No. It was Dangerous City to, what was it, Too Far? So Far? It was Dangerous City, something else in the middle. It's So What? That's what it is. Dangerous City, So What? To Outlandish, to Keep Going. Boy, I don't dance, but I was in the kitchen killing it.
I know that shit look
killing
horrible.
it. It probably did, bro. But I was like, yo, this album did something for me that no album has done for me in a long, long time. And then to end it off, with ... again, I was like, yo, they ain't have to put me in my feelings like that, bro. It literally took me on a roller coaster. I was like, yo, like,
I'm gonna give you 20 seconds to come clean.
He was crying.
No, we're not doing that. Not in the pod. Not in the pod.
It's a safe space. It's a safe space, Ty. It's a safe space.
No, sir.
I'm gonna give you 20 seconds.
We ain't doing that on the pod. No, sir. All right, go ahead. Go ahead, Reed, because I know. You said what?
That's gonna take us to the top.
Oh,
I don't like that sound.
I'm gonna keep it
go ahead, Nasir.
I'm gonna keep it a band. That album was angelic, and that's the word I'm gonna use for it. It was phenomenal, you know. Like, see, I kind of messed up because I had it on shuffle when it first started, and I didn't know. So the second song, what I was talking about I Still Pray For You, and then that's when I realized when y'all said Friends was the second. I went back. I said, oh, let me rewind it. Started the album all the way over, and then because I had to get the transition from song to song. So then I went and I got to Friends, and I was like, that shit hit a nerve. Like, stop listening to your friends. I said, yo. Somebody praise Lord for this one. That was a gospel song. That shit was preaching. You know what I'm saying? So then the middle of it, you know, I was looking for just like R&B type shit. So like in the middle, you got a little club music kind of style to it. Kind of wasn't my thing, but there were still good songs in a sense. But boy, them last 3-4 songs when it went from Amuse, then went to For Us, to ... again, I ain't gonna, what? That shit was different. Nigga, that shit hit different.
Oh, yeah, I cried. I definitely cried.
Y'all was really crying? Y'all was crying?
You crying over that? Come on now.
Crying, bro?
I definitely texted my girl after listening to it again, bro. I ain't even gonna cap to y'all, you know what I'm saying? It was that good of a song.
Now y'all see why I make fun of
you. You make fun of me. I'm a grown-ass man. That shit don't bother me.
Mute both of them. Mute both of them, please. Mute both of them.
But what I really want to get into though is Amuse. The Dead President's sample piano playing in Amuse made the song like I didn't think I could ever hear somebody singing to a Dead President's style beat. So to hear that on the sample, I was like,
Yeah, because
Damn.
this is the second Dead President sample I've heard within the past year to 2 years. And before this one, it was Meek. And for me, that was still valid. I still was like, all right, that's
Still
respect.
valid.
This is still worth it. Because if you're gonna take
Fab
Dead
also
President,
went on there though.
huh?
Fab also went on the Dead President sample.
Yeah. But that was, that was his freestyle. So, but that for them to bring in Dead Presidents and to sing on it, and for it to still be, that was the track that they released, before they even dropped the album. And then when you still go back and listen to it after that song, I'm like, damn, this
And
is
the Usher sample too. Like they write Snow. That might be my favorite song still on the album because Snow came on that jump and destroyed the song. Like she made that shit 20 times better, bro. You couldn't have any other feature that makes that song better than Snow did. That's my opinion. And D's loving me saying this right now. Music to his ears. Snow came on that track and destroyed it. Like she made that track what it was. All respect to Division. It was still a great song, but she made that song. Like it was, her voice just puts the whole thing together.
All right. Go ahead, D.
I know we talked about it earlier in the week in the chat. I'm not a big Division person, and that's just me. I've never really gravitated towards their music. This album, I was looking forward to seeing what they were going to do. We talked about the number of features that they had on there in comparison to the stuff before, because I think before y'all were telling me they didn't have features on their other projects. So the features are that's what caught my eye. That and the cover. Again, that cover art is insanely good. I like the album. I liked it. Like Reek was saying, or Nazir, sorry. There's a couple of the club banger type things that I probably won't go back to. But it was good. I'm gonna have to let it live a little bit to see how it's gonna last for me. I think I played it Friday, and I maybe have gone back to 3 or 4 of the songs. Party on that track, that was insanely good. That was like that I love the organic features, man. Like Party surprised me. When I
That's
listen,
what I was about to say.
Yeah, when I listen to these albums, what I've started to do, I'll start it and I'll set it down. I won't look at what's coming next. I'll just let it play. And he came on the track, and I'm like, yo, this is Party? What? Like what?
Yo, literally, bro. I was like,
what? This is Party?
This song.
No, but it felt right. That's the crazy part about it. And obviously they're both Toronto, that's how they rock. But
they're both OVO, I think.
Right. And so like I said, I'm gonna have to let it live a little bit, but I liked it. Nothing felt forced. And I like that about an album. When things feel forced, it's like I'm not gonna come back to it. But I enjoyed this. Talking to shout out Steve Miller, Young Bubba. He's a big Division fan. And he was saying this was missing what made Division.
For sure.
And I told you all earlier in the week that this album, it wasn't going to have to do numbers for the casual listener. The casual listener is going to go to it for the Snow, for the Party, and all the other features. They had to make this for their core fan base, and it's going to be interesting within the next week, 2 weeks, to see what the core fan base really feels about it. I'm gonna end mine. My favorite track is "Dot Dot Dot" again. Shout out to Chantel May. She actually favored the tweet, and that's big. That's major. Shout out to her. Really, 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 really good track.
But
she definitely came on that shit.
For sure. Go ahead, Reek.
All right. So 2 key factors I definitely want to note out. I definitely want to give them a shout out to their promotion before dropping that album. That definitely caught my eye. That's number one. Number two, I definitely just found out for the first time with that promo that Division was 2 people, because on their previous projects, I thought it was just one. I'm not gonna hold you. I'm not gonna lie. I definitely didn't have high expectations going into this album based off of the previous projects that I listened to. So going into this one, you know, I'm just thinking it's gonna be kind of the same thing. But then after listening to it, had me in my bag. I said, "Oh yeah, this is getting added to the playlist instantly." Like instantly, as soon as I heard the track with Party, I said, "Yep, this is going on there right now." It definitely was an album. Out of a total of 16 tracks, a good solid 14 are getting consistently played for me. I know most of y'all didn't really like the party vibe, like the club vibes that he gave on some of the tracks. But Keep It Going was a vibe to me. I was
I love
with it.
that song.
I was definitely with it. I'm like, I see. They kept it consistent because they put a track on there that they know can either get put on the radio or get put in the club if it really needs to. It wasn't like I wanted to, but it can if it chooses.
I can live without it.
That was me for that. My favorite track is definitely Friends with Party. That's just me. I felt that same way Ty and Nasir did with that track. I definitely felt that lyric for lyric. I'm gonna leave it at
Stop
that.
listening to your friends.
Man, that's all you gotta say, bro. But other than that, for the album, it was enough for me. Definitely at the top of the charts and definitely top 3 so far for 2020. Number 1 is still gonna be Party's album for me. I'm sorry, that's just straight through for me. But it's definitely top 3.
All right, bet. So we're gonna go Ion, Don, and E.
The Division project for me was like I told y'all earlier, that was the album I mentioned that was top 2. I'm not really sure right now where I'm putting it, if I'm gonna put it above West Side. But as an R&B project, it is definitely the best R&B project of the year for me. Party's album was amazing. But for me, this album, the meaning behind the songs and the transition of everything, like I said it earlier. I played it Friday on my way to work. Friday morning, I got up in the morning and I played it on the way to work, man. And it was like, that shit made my day better. I was just like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you getting up early in the morning, you ain't really the most excited to go to work, but like I was playing that shit, man, it pumped me up. And for me, you know what I'm saying? Again, the last record, I listened to in headphones, of course, because I had to walk in work. And man, again was awesome. But I think a sleeper on that album I've been consistently playing before the album came out and when the album is out is Dangerous City. Dangerous City is that song, man, is, I don't know, it does something for me, like just for me, like it's an amazing track. But like I said, man, those transitions, I think transition song from song is flawless. Like it is flawless, and you don't really get that a lot because, like, you know, not a lot of artists pay attention to it. To be honest, in my personal opinion, or they pay attention to it and they do it wrong.
They don't execute.
But that, like, being able to like seamlessly flow into the next track, and it just like, and you're just like, yeah, that keeps a listener's attention. But like I said, I really like the album. I think it's number 1 R&B album this year so far, because we don't know what's coming up.
All right, go ahead, Don. Don and E, and then we're gonna jump into. All right, hold up. Y'all want to do? We still gotta pay homage. We got the Queen segment. Y'all want to skip that today?
It'll be quick. We don't have to.
Okay.
I'm about to say we could touch on it quickly.
All right, bet. And then we got sports. And I really want to get to this culture question. So
yeah.
All right, let's get.
Project for me, like Darian said, I was still new to Division. I only had heard a handful of their songs before. I never really kind of paid attention to them. So with this project, it was eye-opening, and it was executed really well for what they were trying to do. You know, they basically were trying to throw their name in the hat. Say, hey, we're here. This is us. This may not really be the sound that our fans are used to, but we just want to let you know we can execute with the best of them. And I feel like that's how their features were kind of set up. Like when you're looking at it, Jesse Reyes, Snow, like you know them for their vocal talent and their artistry. So when you add those kind of features, then you basically are saying, hey, this is what we're trying to establish. Like the sound that they can give you, we can give you, and we're kind of trying to blend into breaking through to reach everybody. And maybe not our core fan base, but we're trying to reach more listeners. And some of the stuff that they're used to hearing, we're trying to throw our hats in the ring. I wasn't too fond of the party style stuff. Like I could have done without. I could have done without Keep It Going personally, and So What. Like I could have gone without those songs. But that's just me. I just didn't care for it. I was like, the album was perfectly fine, and then you add those songs, and it's just was like, okay. I mean, they're good songs, but it didn't do it for me like the rest of the album did, personally.
Wait till we're allowed to go outside. Go ahead.
Granted, at a party or something, definitely like though I can hear those songs being played. I feel like those were OVO sound. Drake's gonna push these songs very well. I can see Drake getting on one of these songs as an extra.
Like a remix type thing.
Like exactly. When I heard it, I was like, oh, this sounds like a Drake sound. I can hear him getting on this. But for me, again, ... again, like with Chantel May, that song just to cap off the album. Like I didn't want it to. After hearing that song, I didn't want it.
They wanted to end.
I didn't want it like like that was perfectly placed where I was like.
Is that why it's called Again?
Hey,
Ty, mute him.
I don't like him. I don't like him.
But
he swear he deep. He swear he deep. Mute him.
Again.
Again, hands down. Like I don't personally. I mean, the rest of the album was great, but that song specifically stood out. And Chantel's the vocal that she did on that song was ridiculous.
Crazy.
And I'm gonna need her to drop something like
ASAP
right after this, because I got the taste in my mouth now. Like I got your sound in my ear, and now I'm gonna need you to go ahead and capitalize on this opportunity, because
for sure.
Ride your wave, shorty.
Go ahead, E. Last one.
This album definitely, like I said before, this is probably the first Division album that I fully enjoyed. The very first Division album was September 5th. The way I found that album is because my birthday is actually September 6th. So I was like, hey, I gotta listen now. You know what I'm saying? I never even heard Division. My sister actually bought it to me. So after that album, I was like, okay, I didn't know it was two people either. I thought it was just one dude, but when I found out it was a collective, it made it even more like, okay, like there's some talent behind this. And then when I seen OVO, I actually was behind it, and I was really excited. The next album that came out was Morning After, and I haven't went back to that album since it came out. I don't know if it's just me, but it was very lackluster. It wasn't a good follow up from September 5th to that. It just didn't do it for me. So then we got this album here to where it started at. This album from start to finish, it was just hit right on the nail. Like everything they was doing, the beats, the singers they had to come and collab with them, they did everything they needed to do to make this album what it was. And I think it's being received as one of their greatest projects. I think they answered everybody's questions. They were going to stick around as long as they have. It was a big mystery if they were even be able to be praised as they're being praised now. I don't think they thought they deserved it. I think they really proved their case. My favorite tracks on here is Friends, for sure. I connected with that shit wholeheartedly because this should be tripping. Then you got Dangerous City. I played that. I went back to that song multiple times. And I think Buju Banton, he played a good role in that song as well, and on Ty Dolla Sign as well. Other than that, No Crime with featuring Future, I like that song. Courtside, definitely enjoyed that song. Jessie Reyes, I haven't really gotten to her. I gotta listen to more of her track. She kind of came out of nowhere lately. But I'm definitely gonna check her out. But
She had a really good album recently too.
Very, very good album.
Really good album recently.
So as a full, yeah, like Division, they definitely surprised me, even with the promotion. Like I've seen, the promotion videos he put out. It was supposed to be very, hype or whatever. It really didn't do anything for me necessarily because I saw all the features, so I was like already expecting like, oh, okay, they're trying to bring more attention to who's on the track or whatever. But I think they held their own throughout the whole project, and that's really what a song like that is, what those type of artists are supposed to be, where you guys are kicking off of each other and not one to do more of the work on the song than the other. So I feel like Division did a good job, and I hope they keep up the good work with it. And they can't. It's only up now. They can't come back with a whack album after this. If they do that, then I'm fully off. I'm fully off. But they keep making me excited, and they just come back with something crazy. I can't.
So just to cap it all up, I really, really like Amuse. Like Amuse was going to be my favorite song until I heard the lyrics. Until I realized that somebody probably got that off and put me in a certain situation. Now I'm like, yeah, I can't even vibe to this song no more. Go back and listen to the first verse, and you'll understand what I'm saying.
Tell us, bro. What did he say, bro? Tell us.
Nah. He got some smooth shit off that he was not supposed to get off. For real. Like some shit. It was like he said, like, now that you got him out the way, now we can focus on us. So something like that. It was like in that realm, and I was like, yo, somebody probably got that off, and I'm not really feeling that right now, bruh. I'm not really feeling that right now because I was really, really, really messing with that song. I was like, yo, the Dead President sample is crazy, like all that. And then I heard the first verse. I was like, damn, I can't even fuck with this song the way I wanted to no more.
Come on, Ty.
Yeah, look, it's just one of them things right now. I'm gonna come back to it, but No Good is definitely my favorite Jhene.
You've been the scheming and waiting till the chicken.
Oh, for sure. That was my bag in high school. That was my bag in high school. That was me. I was there. All right, but next we're gonna pay homage to Damn and Illmatic. Today Illmatic turns 26. I think that's what.
Right before we go into that, I do want to give a shout out to the rest of the albums and a couple singles that did come out this past Friday. We did have Fredo Bang, for those who do listen to him. He had an album that came out this past Friday, Tech 9, to all my Tech 9 fans. The Dream dropped Sex Tape 4, for those who are fans of The Dream. Me personally listened to it real quick. Didn't really catch my attention so far. I'm just going to kind of throw that out there. I don't know if anybody else. Kid Cudi dropped a single this past weekend. So definitely give those a listen to if you can, guys.
For sure.
Like you said, we're going right into the homage portion of this week.
Yes, sir. So Illmatic turned 26 today, and then Damn turns 3? 10?
3.
No, 3. It was 3. It was 3. Yeah, it turned 3. What was it? Thursday or Friday? One of those days. But for me, Damn, to be honest, wasn't my favorite project from Kendrick. So I mean, I don't know. I guess for me, I didn't want to hear Kendrick do Damn. For me, that's me personally. I didn't want to hear him do Damn. So I can't. It's a very, very good album.
We're not gonna talk about that. We're not gonna talk about that. We're gonna keep going on that. We're gonna keep going.
But
we're gonna keep going.
I'm just. For me, it was one of those things where it wasn't gonna. It didn't hit me as much as Forest Hill Drive or For Your Eyes Only. So that's what for me. J. Cole aspect, like I'm a big J. Cole fan, so me going to Kendrick is very hard already, and then Damn wasn't really it for me. For me. Illmatic, it's a classic. I mean, there's nothing really much else that you can say about it. It's a classic. But who else want to take it over? Go ahead, Don. Like you fostering right there.
Because I'm not about to address some of the nonsense that you just said. So
we can talk about that on another day.
Yeah, I'm not even. I don't even have enough time to go into what you just said. Kendrick's project. He kind of he speaks for himself, really. This project was nothing short of great. Like it just start to finish, like Duckworth. Goodness gracious, like you can literally go through like track by track. Yes, it's not my favorite Kendrick project because he has released "To Pimp a Butterfly." Like I don't think a lot of records are that project is just ridiculous. But still, the greatness of that project, the accolades that it's gotten, it is well due. And Illmatic, let's just go into Illmatic right here. Classic, still Nas' best project to date ever.
You're wrong.
Still Nas' best project to date ever.
You're wrong.
I don't think that project can do no wrong. Start to finish, it's just one of those classic introduction to the world. This is who I am type of projects. I can't say it's like a top 5 debut album ever because it's some amazing debut projects out there. And take nothing away from Nas and his talent, but it's still a classic.
D, go ahead.
Yeah. So damn, 3 years. It's to some people not a big deal. It's 3 years. What's 3 years? It's 3 years, and it's been on the Billboard 200, top 200 consecutively for 3 years straight. Not only that.
Here we go.
Pretty sure Kendrick won some sort of prize off of that album. I don't know. Maybe something not that important. I don't know. It might not have been that important.
I gave him his credit.
It might not have been that important, man. It might not have been that important. Hey,
I gave him the credit.
Some sort of prize from that.
I don't understand Damn slander.
Say it again.
I don't understand the slander for Damn.
Me neither. Especially the
There was no slander.
I don't have any slander.
No. It's not slander. It's just not appreciated like it should be from some people. That's all.
I feel that.
That's all.
I feel that.
My bad.
I understand that,
but
continue. Just the concept of you can take an album, and this is something else we talked about, the transition that's important. You can take that album and you can play it start to finish. Then you can flip it and play it from finish to start and get a whole nother concept. Like, to me, that's just mind blowing. But favorite track on there, I'd say between Duckworth and Fear. Just talking about something that we can all relate to. Like, that's everybody's scared of something. And then just the deeper meaning into that track is just, we'll take another day to appreciate that. Illmatic, you said, but Duckworth is crazy too.
But Duckworth.
Crazy. Illmatic, Nas has a special place for me. Again, my introduction to hip hop was Cole. And then
let Nas down.
Right. And even before that, you hear him pay homage to Nas in some of his earlier stuff. So then that took me back to Illmatic. Just start to finish, great album. Life's a Bitch might be my favorite track. And it ain't hard to tell. I don't think that's Nas's best album. I think he's got 2 better albums than that, but we can save that for another day.
All right, go ahead, E.
All right. So when I say the slander for Damn, is when you bring up Damn the album, you always hear this thing like, oh, Kendrick, it was too commercial. Oh, like I don't like I don't like how you did the album. I'm like, I don't understand it. Like, can somebody tell me where that comes from? Where that angle would come from?
It's just anger towards Kendrick. I mean,
Not y'all.
Not it.
Like when
No, it's literally just anger towards. You talking about like Kendrick and Cole? Like too many people put them above a lot of people, so people just try to bring him down a notch, and they try to give him a negative asterisk saying that's his commercial project, like Cole had Born Center. Like,
no, it's like our take on the way I see it, it was like our take last week when we said KOD. I didn't want KOD and I didn't want Damn. I didn't want those projects. But for me, I didn't want those. But also the rebuttal was, what did you want for them? I don't know what I wanted. I don't know. That was it. I mean, I went into it, was like, yo, like, what else can they do? That's pretty much how I look at it. Like, what else can you do?
Well, in Kendrick's sake, Damn did everything for me. I've been playing that album going to work when it first came out, and when DNA played, and that second drop, bro, like, he was going nuts. Everything on that album is just flawless to me. Fear, one of my favorite albums on there, and Lust, and the song with Rihanna. Even though it's a radio track, that album, that song itself, it stands alone. He could have put that out just by itself, and it would have just done just as great as the album did. Illmatic, it's one of those albums where I don't necessarily go back to it all the time. It's one of those albums I feel like probably shaped the idea of rap. Nas did what he had to do on that. That was a great debut for him. For him to be that young and have an album that successful is pretty monumental. The World Is Yours is probably my favorite album on that. I know that's probably cliche, but you can't play the album without playing that song at least 1,000 times. So. But other than that, Nas, I'm not the biggest Nas fan. I feel like his albums weren't really doing as much as Illmatic, but other than else.
All right, go ahead, Reek.
Going into a Damn was an album for me. Like I don't care what anybody said. Like I felt for that album. He got a little personal in that album, in my honest opinion. People said that it was a commercial album, but I felt it was very personal for him with the way he went on a lot of things. Like from the intro, Blood, all the way through Loyalty. That's attacking almost every type of emotion you possibly can. Which leads me into my favorite track out of the whole album, which is Feel. I felt for Feel personally, like simply off of the chorus alone, because it makes you think, like, damn, like it literally makes you say the title of the album. So when you listen to Feel, and one of the first things he says is, "Ain't nobody praying for me." Like really just sit there and think about it, like who can you count on the finger that prays for you? So, I felt for that, like, real deeply, As far as Illmatic, that's always going to be a classic. Shout out to my uncle. My uncle gave me pretty much all I need for that. The World Is Yours is my track for that, man. That's cliche, but it is what it is.
That's nice project.
Go ahead,
You're wrong.
Damn is one of my favorite all-time albums. Right there up there with Good Kid, Mad City. But with Damn, man, I think Damn shows Kendrick's progression as a man. I think that's where Damn, like Reek said, like he gets really personal in Damn. Like when you do hear, like Phil, when you said like who's praying for me, like that's just that line alone. You don't really hear a lot of artists talking about it. And for me, the song that hit me is Fear. Fear is probably one of my all-time favorite tracks, period. Like out of any genre, anything, I listen to that song to this day. It goes from 7, fearing his mama, 17, fearing death, 27, fearing losing it all. Like that's as vulnerable as an artist can get with anybody. You know what I'm saying? So like, and like, we mentioned Dan won a Pulitzer. It's one of the highest honors you can ever win in art, period.
Maybe
So,
it's something light.
Just something slight. But on to Illmatic, man. Not started right now when he was 17. That's mind blowing, you know.
Nas' his best project.
Damn, bro.
17 years old. I mean, he came out with an album, you know, and you know he changed the face of hip hop, you know, as a debut. I see it as a top all-time debut album because when you talk about debut albums, the first one you go to is Illmatic. Nas is Illmatic.
That's the bar.
That's the bar. That's just what it is. It's the bar. Any hip hop knows, like, when you talk about first albums, you're gonna hit Illmatic. Nobody's gonna forget it. So congrats to Nas on that. 26 years, living legend, bar king. Yeah.
That
Last real quick.
what's up?
We did hit a 10-year mark recently too this week on the 14th of April. Cushion OJ by Wiz Khalifa hit 10 years. Ironically,
Thought about that one.
it doesn't feel like it's been 10 years.
For like 10 years.
Me, Never Been will always be my favorite track by Wiz. I'm not gonna lie.
Jeez,
Hold
man.
up. There's going to be a lot of albums that turn 10 years this year.
I
A lot.
Like I said, Wale's a mixtape about nothing, more about nothing should be coming up shortly, I believe.
There's going to be a lot.
We're gonna have a good bit of recaps to.
Yeah, that's the
2010 was a crazy year for
that
music.
Fifth days.
Yes, sir.
That Fifth days, bro.
All right. So next we got the Queen segment. So who brought this one?
Jhene, come on, dog. Like why are we even talking?
Yeah, we don't even need to talk about this,
Like
bro.
why we
don't
why
need
are
to
we
talk
really
about
talking
this.
about Summer? What Summer just dropped? What last two?
One project, and it was good.
Project. Good
Very
project. Jhene's
Very
catalog. Come on, like Doja Cat. Like Doja Cat. She's very talented. She's very talented. Not taking nothing away from her. Personally, her feature game is better than the songs that she makes. So she's gonna be one of those feature people. She's technically gonna be like, not calling her. She's going to be like Nicki was
Minaj, yeah.
being featured on a lot of different projects. Doja Cat's definitely up there. Her remix with Ari. Great remix.
Stan.
Great remix. Tink. No disrespect to Tink, but come on, like they're up against Jhene. What are we really talking about here? I don't think really anybody has anything to rebut. Add transition to clean sweep. Jhene is just right now. She's the bar. Nobody has reached her bar yet, and I don't. Out of those four.
Okay. Yeah, we left off some names on purpose because.
I'm sorry. We're talking about out of these four. Jhene, Summer Walker, Doja Cat, Tink. Like Jhene is the bar. Jhene's been doing it longer. Jhene's consistency of her doing it longer, and she's still getting better.
Now, my only thing I would say to that, definitely give Doja some time. Let her get herself together and fill herself out. That's number one. Number two, as far as Tink, I don't know how much y'all have really listened to Tink or
Tink fire.
As far as her mixtapes,
Tink fire.
Tink has made a great come up with this album. Like this recent album has been great for her. Like the switch from Winter Diaries 4 to this, I was definitely happy. I was just like, this is it right here. This is it. So she's definitely coming up. Don't get me wrong. But I definitely agree. It's Jhene at the end of the day, dog.
It's right now. For right now, it's not a serious competition. Like
I agree.
You take time.
I agree.
Summer has to do more.
No, I say give Summer time too, though. You got to give Summer time. Give Summer time.
Yes,
because when Summer comes and she's authentic and she gives you shit like playing games, like I playing games every day.
When she make a song longer than 3 minutes, then we can.
That's
I don't know. She needs to do that.
All her songs.
I don't know if she needs to do that.
All her songs are interludes. I'm not taking away that take. I love Summer, but all her songs are interludes.
I don't think you need
he's not wrong.
If they ain't your bag, I don't feel like you need to be in there. I really don't.
Don't give him more that they didn't ask for.
Time. Summer needs time. Summer needs time. Doja
She's
needs
young.
time. Doja
I have not listened to
shaping up to be like, she's shaping up to be a
You've heard a song of hers though.
Yeah.
that move shit. I saw that, but it just I can't take it serious. Like after that, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I've seen it on like.
She's gimmicky.
With the
She is gimmicky.
that song she got that's very popular right now.
She's gimmicky. Alright.
Tiger.
You said what?
Is it the song with Tiger that she had put out?
I have no clue. The only song that I really know of Doja is that like didn't even know it. Dun, 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 dun. That's the only song that I know of hers. Like, cause that jank runs.
Hey, bro, do that again, bro. What it do,
Nah.
What song is that?
Bro, cause there's a dance with that, and the dance goes crazy though. All right.
Yeah, but honestly, ain't no long time spending over this segment.
No.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Nothing is top selling souls. No, you could put all those projects that the other three women have done together, and they wouldn't touch Selling Souls. Wouldn't touch
for sure.
it.
Wouldn't.
For sure.
Shout out to the queens, though. Shout out to the queens.
No doubt.
Definitely, for sure.
No doubt. All right, so we got a sports segment. So we got Christian McCaffery, Jalen Green's contract, the NFL draft, which is this Thursday, and we got the Bulls documentary. So just
definitely tune in tonight for sure. 9 o'clock.
For
1 and 2.
sure.
I'm ready.
For
I'm
sure.
ready.
So just to start it off, basically, just to sum up the Christian McCaffery thing, 4 years, $64 million, $16 million a season. It's not better than Zeke's. Zeke got 6 years for $90 million, but he's getting more. Whoa. What?
Sorry.
Better.
What?
Do some more.
What?
Cowboys overpay for Zeke. Don't care. Don't care what anybody thinks. Cowboys overpay for Zeke. Zeke is not to the Cowboys that Christian McCaffrey is to the Panthers.
He's not.
They don't ask him to be. They don't ask him to be. If they said Zeke,
they don't ask him to be. What does that mean?
If they told Zeke, it's like, yo, we need you to play wide receiver, running back, return kicks, return punts, and all of that, I'm pretty sure Zeke would be like, all right, bet. Let me get myself ready to do it.
No, he wouldn't.
Yes, he would.
No, he wouldn't. You know why? No, Ty. I'm gonna tell you why he wouldn't. He would tell him, "That's not what I'm doing. I'm a running back. Y'all don't pay me for that. I'm a running ball." That's what he would do.
No.
He has been Dak's protection. Dak hasn't had it. Dak hasn't had a tight end.
Okay.
So he had Jason Witten.
Shut up.
Okay.
Shut up. Bro, Dak hasn't had a tight end. His number one receiver is Amari Cooper, who his first 3 years in the league basically led the league in drops.
Mm-hmm.
His number 2 is what? Michael Gallup, a struggling Michael Gallup who really hasn't even come to his own. Bro, his next best receiver is Zeke.
Okay.
Right now, the Panthers do not have a franchise quarterback. Well, they just signed Teddy Bridgewater, but he hasn't touched the field with the Panthers. Cam is no longer going to be a Panther.
Okay.
Right now, the Panthers' number 1 is going into his 3rd year, DJ Moore, or going into his 3rd year.
The Panthers' number 1 is Christian McCaffrey.
Their number 1 receiver right now is Christian McCaffrey.
Okay, so my point is Zeke's not overpaid. Zeke does his job very, very well. Christian McCaffrey does his job very, very well. Christian McCaffrey's job is to be all
that
around.
said that he was overpaid. Don's the only one that said that stuff.
He's not. No.
Don's the only one that said he's overpaid.
Yeah, I was like, what? No,
overpaid.
Christian McCaffrey does his job very, very well. He's expected to be an all-around back, point blank period. Christian McCaffrey came in the league and said, yo, we want you to do literally everything. Everything.
They didn't ask him to do everything.
I mean, I saw when
they had asked him to do everything. For sure.
They ain't had no choice. What do you mean?
It was the offense. It was the offense and his versatility that just was like, well, if you are excelling at all of this, why not? Granted, he's one of 3 running backs to run 4,000, catch 4,000 like that. Christian McCaffrey got every penny he deserved. Zeke is only reason I say Zeke is overpaid. Granted, should he have gotten all of his money coming to him? Yes, he should have. Yes, but I'm saying but should he have gotten that kind of money?
Yes.
At that time?
Yes.
But you're not paying him for right now. You're paying for what he's going to do.
Yes. And
That's
at
the
that
thing. You're
time,
paying for
That's
what he's going
every
to do.
contract, Don.
But you're paying, last 3 seasons, Christian McCaffery has he's going into his 4th year. He was drafted in 2017. He's going into his 4th year,
Contract
and
season.
it's technically his contract wasn't up.
Every year.
It wasn't his contract. His contract wasn't up, but he got an extension. Like, he fully deserved to get that extension because right now he hasn't been hampered by injuries. He hasn't been nicked up. He's been on the field playing 16 games. Like, this dude is as consistent as they come, and he isn't just like a one-dimensional back. Right now, for me, Zeke isn't catching a screen or running behind basically an all-pro offensive line, because that's what the Cowboys have. Then Zeke is Zeke is right now overpaid, especially off the production that he gave you last season.
Well,
After
we
he got the
know
contract.
who the hot
Zeke-
taker of the pod is.
Yeah,
Yo,
but
this
Zeke,
makes sense as to why Don is saying that.
just to end this here, Zeke was 4th in the league with yards last year.
Yeah, that was a down season for him.
Hey, for him, exactly. So you can't say he's overpaid.
Yo, Ty, mute him,
my
bro.
point-
Yeah. Hold
Hold
on. Go on. All right, go ahead, Don.
My point is, like, once you come off of signing that big of a contract and you don't give what you're used to giving, then it's like, okay, why did we just pay you that money? What did Cowboys do this season? He what? The 4th in the league in rushing. Cowboys did what? 8-8. Didn't make the playoffs.
That's just Cowboys.
That's a team, but football is a team sport.
Dak had a career year. Dak had a career year. The one thing that you're missing is what your defense and Zeke, right? They lost a lot of games 4th and 1. At least 3. They lost a lot of games down to the wire. Where's your $90 million running back at that time?
If you ask me,
Bad coaching.
I'm gonna be
Bad
honest
coaching.
with you. If you ask me, if you're talking about 4th and ones are always gonna be on the offensive line. Period.
It's all about who won
Talk
it.
your talk, big dog. Talk your
It's all
talk,
about
big
who
dog.
won it.
Sorry,
That's
that's on the
facts,
offensive
It's
line.
all about who won
4th
it.
and ones are all
But
offensive line.
that's facts though. You especially Cowboys are paying their offensive line a lot of money.
A lot.
A lot of money.
That's your
So,
offensive line.
I get, I fully get your point. But at the end of the day, your quarterback before that, your quarterback was the issue. Your quarterback fixes the issue. Your running back has to follow up. We're gonna see what he does this upcoming season, and to see if like he actually was worth the $90 million. But off of last season, it was like he was under the thing, like under his yards that he led the league in rushing 2 out of his first 3 years. Like, I get it. Like, he deserves his money.
I'm gonna add his coaching.
But
Coaching. All right. This Jalen Green contract.
Yeah, so as we can see, clearly I'm not the biggest on football. We know Don wants to take that one. But for basketball, as far as things, we just had a first-timer thing. A lot of basketball fans have been looking into seeing recently where Josh Christopher was going. He was ranked 10th overall in high school basketball in the nation. He just signed to Arizona State, which most people did not expect. A lot of people expected him to end up going to Michigan. Then we had Jalen Green. Jalen Green is the number 1 prospect in the nation for high school basketball. He recently was also supposed to announce his collegiate status, basically. In regards, everybody was shocked to come to find out that he has not necessarily signed a contract, but he has a deal with the NBA G League to where he gets $500,000 to play in the G League, along with the potential to still have a full ride scholarship to whatever school he chooses to go to, this is a first time thing to happen. We have 2 players coming out of high school just now this year that have announced to do that, which is going to be Jalen Green and Isaiah Todd. Me personally, being from Richmond, I do know Isaiah Todd and have seen him play. They both are very talented players, definitely. I know for me personally, I feel as though it's not the smartest move. I mean, I have had a friend who told me you got to look at it as far as the money, as far as for family. You know, in situations like that, I understand that all the time. But what's 1 year of collegiate basketball going to do for you? At the end of the day, as far as athletes, any athlete that plays in high school and pays attention to collegiate sports, you know, at the end of the day, these niggas is getting paid somehow, some way, regardless, in my honest opinion, bro. I see it all the time. If you're a top prospect, whether it be football, whether it be basketball, whether it be baseball, these niggas is getting paid with something. Like, you can see it. So I don't think it's the smartest idea off of their physical structure. Like, I don't think physically they're ready for that dynamics yet. That's a different type of basketball, my nigga. Like, going
NBA big
from
boy ball.
8-minute quarters and playing 22 games to 81 games of 12-minute quarters, that shit is a big difference, bro. Like, that, these are grown men you're playing up against. When a lot of these guys are in high school and you're playing prep schools who have kids that's not no taller, their tallest kid is probably 6 feet. And you looking like a complete monster out there against them. And now you about to go up against these grown men.
Everybody.
Everybody's the same type of athletic. Everybody has the same built structure, if not better, in my honest opinion. So me personally, do I think it's a great idea for the G League, for the NBA? Yes, I do. I honestly do. I think it's a great thing to do. But I'm very interested to see how this works out and how this plays out for these two players, and before it continues to grow and develop for the rest of these high school kids. Because don't keep selling these high school kids dreams out here saying, oh, I'm about to go to the NBA or the G League straight from high school. Like, no, bro, it's stop misleading them. This is not for everybody.
For sure. I hope he succeeds, but I just don't think it's a smooth idea. But
I think every new idea is gonna have that though. Like, everybody's always gonna be scared to be like, I don't know about it. But if it works out, then hey, it's great. It's the best idea that's ever came out.
If it don't, then you kind of looking back at it like, bro, you should have just went to college 1 year, one and done, got that under your belt. And cause I mean, the NCAA is a better matchup as far as you kind of see how guys are built later on, and just to go from how, like, guys ain't what they used to be. You talking about the KGs, the LeBrons, the Kobe's, the J.R. Smiths. Like, these dudes back in high school was ridiculous. And they just not built the same now, especially how much the game has changed as far as, like, I guess that's like kind of one of those leading factors, since the game has become more spaced out and you don't have everybody that's like
banging up against each other,
mid-game specialists, and we drive into the bucket dunking on people. Like, the high school game now is not can easily translate to the NBA game. Personally, I think so. I feel like it has more success than failure.
I've just seen a lot of players come out of high school, and then they get all these D1 offers. They go into the collegiate level. They're playing Division I games, and you go from averaging 26 points a game, 8 rebounds, and 6 assists, to all of a sudden now this D1 prospect is now he's only averaging 8 points a game. Now,
shout out to Kenny Williams.
That may be beneficial to whatever team he's on, but that's a big change.
Right. Shout out to Kenny Williams. My man was State all this for.
Kenny played his role though at North Carolina, so that's
Kenny does his thing. It won't a negative shot. I'm just saying, like.
No, I definitely.
That's an example, though.
I know what Don is saying, because Kenny, he's from Richmond. At LC Burke, since his freshman year, bro, he was a bucket, like, all flat out scorer. We didn't know Kenny for doing nothing else but scoring. He get to North Carolina. Yeah, he was on the bench his freshman year. Okay, he got a few tick there, here and there. Sophomore year come in, he's scoring here and there. He averaging probably like 6 points, but he's known as the best defensive player on North Carolina's team. We get to the national championship. Without Kenny, we wouldn't have won, in my honest opinion, bro. And that's just me. But it just shows that the different level you have to prove. I feel like you have to prove yourself on each level before you can just develop. LeBron that's a 1 in a million.
He's an anomaly, bro.
For sure.
He's an
That's
anomaly.
the 1 in a million, bro. Like you can't name too many from high school to the NBAs that's still developing or still had a great career. JR is probably the last nigga out of high school besides LeBron that even
had a good career.
That I can think of off the top.
J.R. Smith.
J.R. Smith
Came out of high school, hit the scene.
How about Dwight Howard?
Melo, big shot.
Dwight Howard.
How about Dwight Howard?
JR's is JR. I mean, I think they was kind of around the same time though.
Decent, yes.
I think it was kind of.
You said decent?
I'm not.
He hit the scene. He hit the scene hard, but
look where he's consistently at now, though.
But you said Dwight Howard was decent?
He came in. It took him about 3 to 4 years to develop first before he started really.
He was a one-trick pony,
He was dominant.
Dominant.
I think
the big man was on his way out.
This is going to be something that the scouts and like are going to take into hand. Because if you ask me, Zion didn't need that year at Duke.
No, not at all.
He did.
He had no need for that year at Duke.
He
had no need for that year at Duke.
Kind of.
He didn't need that year at Duke because what he got at Duke, he could have gotten in the G League.
He was out there playing rec ball, bro. He was.
You see what I'm saying? Like he really didn't need it. But like, at the end of the day, I think the good that's going to come out of this is that it's going to put pressure on the NCAA to start doing more for their athletes.
They have to.
It's not enough. It's not enough to just say, "Hey, we're paying for your school, but your schedule is 24/7, 365 to get that paid for." But yet, like, you know, you ain't got no money. You ain't got no money in your pocket, like, to do nothing when you get a free weekend or something like that. Now it's like you got to call on moms or something like that when you shouldn't have to do that. When you know what I'm saying, you just played in a game on Thursday and made the college that you're at, I don't know, $20 million, some stupid shit like that. Like it's just going to put pressure on them. But far as what Rick was saying, I do feel like you do need that year of development. Some of these boys,
and not ready.
That's a big thing playing in that private league. That private league, man. When you look like a monster, and you get out there with actual monsters, and then it's like
washed.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's a big thing. But like I said, we're gonna see how it play out. We let these guys go. Let these guys figure it out. Another interesting path was LaMelo.
But I mean, that was like
LaMelo,
he didn't even play
like
high school ball for real.
Like he was like a high school.
He didn't
finish high school.
He left for a year and then came back. So yeah, but in my honest opinion, I also think this was a major thing for them because they felt like this draft was gonna be one of the worst NBA drafts. I probably the worst draft I've seen since I've been watching NBA drafts. Like outside of Anthony Edwards, the boy from Georgia, I can't really name too many like people I would really can't wait
franchise.
to see. Yeah.
Franchise changing players, like it's not really a lot of them. It's like he said, it's looking a weak class.
All right, so NFL drops on Thursday. We can talk about that next week, and the Bulldog, we can talk about that next week too.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, thoughts and opinions for sure. We can come back after everybody's watched it and stuff, and our take on Jordan.
The last question of the day, our culture question. What is something that should not be normalized? All right, who wants to kick this one off? Because I have my thoughts. So I'm not gonna start it. Go ahead, Eve.
So I know Zodiac Twitter is gonna kill me for saying it. But when are chicks gonna start really owning up to their bullshit and stop putting Zodiac in the middle of it and saying, "Oh, I'm a Leo, so that's why I act like this," and like that's my take on it, and I think it needs to stop because it's starting to get played into everything. Now you speak to a woman, they point everything towards the Zodiac. like I'm a Virgo. They're like, oh, I don't like Virgos. I'm like, bro, what are you talking about? I'm just another human being. They got nothing to do with my zodiac, bro. So I think that needs to just kind of cease because it's kind of starting to get a little ridiculous now. So where they're starting.
Hey, bro, what's your
That boy sound hurt. He sound hurt.
I was coming, bro. What's your like, what girl did he talk to that done blew my boy off because of his zodiac sign? Who was it? Who was it?
Shorty.
Bro, it's so normal though. That happens all the time.
For sure. All right,
Definitely
go ahead.
agree with you. Definitely agree with you.
Go ahead, Ian. What you got for me?
I think a lot of us are going to agree with this one, man, especially in the African-American community. Telling black men to suck it up. Stop normalizing. That's something years and years and years, man, that families have passed down generation to generation, generation to generation. Telling black men to suck it up. Black men are human beings. You know what I'm saying? We are do I believe personally that we're some of the strongest? Yes, definitely. We put up with a lot day to day. Our day-to-day basis is different than a lot of people's. And right there beside us is our black women. But at the same time, if you need help, get it. Get it. Don't let somebody tell you to suck it up because you know when you're down. You know when something isn't right. You know that. You know, like being in the dark is a scary feeling. It's a scary feeling when you can't see light. Don't let people tell you that's at all. That you just pick yourself up by the bootstraps and keep. No, that ain't how it works. Get help. Yeah.
For real. That's for real. Go ahead, Don. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. No, you're good. Go ahead, Don.
Something that should be normalized, like social media. Social media, as far as interaction on social media, I should say. Like just because.
Social media. Period. Yes.
I mean, no, but I really wanna get down to like a concrete, specific, like social media, like interaction on social media. Period. Now that interaction can go from a DM to a mention to an ad. Like it doesn't matter. Like just because I comment under something that you tweeted or something that you posted or something that you does not mean I'm interested. Does not mean I want to be interested. Does not mean that if I'm in a relationship, like I'm trying to get at the shorty. Like, bro, come on, like it's social media. Like what are we seriously talking about? Social media? Interaction on social media?
Hold on. We got another one because somebody in the hot seat. Somebody in the hot seat at the crib.
At the crib.
Hey, it's some emotion tied to this right here. Like it's some for sure. It's some emotion tied to it because it doesn't make sense that like culture is now all focused on how you interact on social media and who you interact with on social media. Like social media was started to interact with people that you don't see on a daily basis. Like just because I'm interacting with this person that's lives in California or Texas or New York or Michigan or like anywhere else, why does that automatically have to be associated with I have a scheme, I have a plan, I'm trying to pursue you in any type, way, form, or fashion?
Because we all do.
I'm about to say this might be the first one I disagree with.
Because we all do.
Think about how I would like to see the statistics on the number of relationships or flings or breakups or anything that started from a DM or started from a comment or started from social media. Think about MySpace, bro.
No,
we used to care about who we saw as the first person on your. Even Snapchat. Remember when Snapchat, you could see who the person used to snap the most? You could see your best
friends. Yes.
Yo, we used to get in trouble with Snapchat.
Yes, I'm saying, but that's my problem. Like social media has been blown up to something that it wasn't intended to be. It wasn't intended. Like if you just so happen to meet your significant other from a DM on Twitter or Instagram or Facebook. Like, if you so happen to do that, oh, okay, like, you utilize social media to meet somebody that you never probably would have interacted in person. But why is that now our main source of interaction? Is social media, where it
Because it's a
comes to an
quarantine.
at or a D. Not specifically now,
It's
but
coming in handy
general.
right now.
It
Oh, for
is,
sure.
but
Oh,
no,
for sure.
Todd said for sure.
For sure.
it is.
Don, going off of yours, I would definitely say that the biggest thing with that with social media is it's definitely been a downfall for social interaction, like in person, for sure. Compared to our generation versus this generation right here, because I'm pretty sure for all of us, we was all outside, like at least a good amount outside, if not just in the house playing the game. We weren't on social media. We weren't worried about, Twitter, Instagram, anything. Bro, I didn't know honestly anything about social media until I got to middle school, which was like sixth grade.
I didn't get my first social media handle till 10th grade.
Man,
Bro.
I'm not even gonna lie. My first social media was sixth grade. I don't know if some of y'all know it, but I know Don probably know it. I had a Bebo account.
Not the Bebo, shawty. Oh, with the wipe me down background.
So I had a Bebo account.
Hey, Todd, mute him.
And then it went to MySpace. So after that, it was just slowly graduating up into that. So now, majority of these kids, they don't even go outside no more. Like, I see so many basketball courts outside in different neighborhoods, but no kids.
Oh, bad to be playing on
I'll take on that when you're done, though.
Back in my day, if you had a basketball court up in front of your house or near your house, you were lucky. Everybody in the neighborhood was at your hoop, bro.
At the crib hoop.
We was there having dunk contests, doing any random stuff. So I definitely, your original statement with social media threw me off, but I thought that was one with it.
All of it ties into social media.
You sounded hurt at first. I ain't know, bro.
Oh, he definitely hurt. It's definitely hurt. He's definitely hurt. Who hasn't gone? D, Iron, you haven't gone yet, have you?
No, I haven't either.
Yeah. Go ahead, Reed. Go ahead.
So mine honestly is I have a big focus on kids. Like, I love kids. So my biggest thing for them is parents escape allowing their kids to be creative. In a sense, a lot of the little things that kids do is what keeps them from growing, and what has them, like, not growing, but living their childhood lives and having them grow up faster than what they really need to be doing. Like, you ever catch a little kid or a niece or nephew or a little cousin, and they tell you this random story, like, hey, it was just raining, like, Kool-Aid yesterday, such and such and such. Like, instead of just saying, well, it doesn't do that, it doesn't need to do that, why can't we just allow them to create that story? Just listen to it. I'm not saying it's going to continue to do that and they about to say a bunch of wild stuff consistently all the time, but allow them to be creative. This is what stops kids from opening up their minds and thinking outside the box all the time. Like, that's something that we really need to stop doing, and standardizing them to only think one way for things and thinking, oh, well, you need to grow up. No, you got 18 years of being a kid. You need to be a kid as long as you possibly can, and allow that. Because as soon as you hit, sometimes not even 18, as soon as you hit 15, 16, you at a point that you can't turn around no more. You got to face life as it is. So I just feel creativity-wise, we as parents, you should kind of watch what you're saying, because it can seem like you're making your kids grow up faster than what you even want them to, in my opinion.
Go ahead, Ian.
Oh no, I was just gonna say I definitely agree with Reed. I went, of course, but definitely agree with Reed, man. Do not be the downfall of your child's imagination. That's the greatest thing that a child has. It's the greatest gift that they have. I think a lot of times parents, especially speaking of culture in our community, there's a lot of like play of like, you either gonna do this or you're gonna do that. You know what I mean? Like, we've all been in that lane. You know what I mean? And it's no slight to parents at all, because parenting is the hardest job in America. Like, to be a parent is the hardest job in America. So, in the world, period. But I think parents should be more open to a child's imagination. Let that child's mind flow. It's like Rick said, it keeps that child out of the box that society wants to put your child in. Like, look at The Simpsons. Let's just take The Simpsons. That show's been running for over 20 years. 20 years, and somebody created that show. You got Family Guy, you got Adventure Guy, look at Rick and Morty. Rick and Morty might be the craziest show I've ever seen in my life. But these things are all going to continue to happen because it's art. Like, I think in our community, we flow away from art. We look at art as like rap music. Like, parents be like, oh, no, you got to stay away from art. That's rap. You're gonna want to become a rapper or some nonsense like that. And even if they do want to become a rapper, you never know. You never know. Like, I think it's just, like Reek said, let a child's mind grow. Let it grow.
A better way I can say it too is just don't generalize your child for certain things. Like, as a kid, I watched anime growing up early in life. Like, I was big on Cartoon Network and watching, Toonami as soon as Cartoon Network came.
Dragon Ball Z, baby.
So me watching that, like I said, I watched this sub, which is the subtitles. That's not for everybody.
They're not.
Feeling attacked. I feel attacked.
You gotta be
I feel attacked.
Hey,
I feel attacked.
We're gonna do that later.
I feel attacked.
All right, go ahead, E and then D.
I already went. I was going to talk about basically what he was saying about social media. And
oh yeah.
I have this conversation in my house all the time with my parents. Basically, I always say, I don't think it's our fault that we're not dependent on social media, but we're just given to what was handed to us. So you got to think, like, I imagine that most people in this chat were born in the 90s, right? I'm 96, so I don't know where you guys at. So I was born into the
old as hell.
Huh?
93.
He old as hell.
94.
93.
94.
Right, so
98.
94.
98.
What?
Yeah, so we all
98.
I'm the oldest nigga in here.
Yes, I was born in 98.
98.
Yes.
It was 98.
Me.
Jesus, Kanye.
Young.
I'm 22.
98.
I was born in 2000. I was born in 2000.
Oh no! Don't disrespect me like that. Don't do me like that. Don't do me like that. Don't do me like that. All right, go ahead, D. What you got?
But no, I was saying, like, basically we were born into the era where technology is really on the rise. I was born.
It boomed.
PlayStation was my first system. You know what I'm saying? And then you got, Apple is coming with, they just made their computers. Everything's becoming digitized to where we're in the middle of when technology is doing the flip side, where we were there for the era of flip phones and iPhone with touch screens, plasma TVs, all this stuff. To where if you were to put our parents in the same era that we were born in, I say all the time that they would be doing the exact same thing.
I mean, you can see them doing it now. As much as we don't want to admit it, adults are utilizing social media more than we are.
Yo.
You got older folks talking about worse than kids.
Yes.
Oh,
worse.
Way worse.
Way worse.
It kind of, social media can kind of play, devil's advocate for it because, it's done a lot for people. It's made it easier for you to apply to jobs. Like on social media.
For sure.
Like,
I also heard it.
I've seen, LinkedIn has become almost a requirement for people, for jobs. So they can view you as a person. Like, that's their way of viewing you. Instead of them going to your Facebook, they go to your LinkedIn. Like, I've seen jobs like kind of, asked for or requested from individuals going into interviews and things like that. So that's really honestly crazy to me sometimes. But
that's how I got my current job. Shout out to LinkedIn, man. Praise God for LinkedIn.
See, it has its pros and cons. So, the biggest thing to me is like continuing in my life and like, within the next 5 years or so, when I have my child, this is a question to y'all. And this is a question to everybody. And just think about it as a whole. If you don't already have a child, if you do already have a child, what do you plan on, really, how much would you allow your child to mess with technology early on? And how early is too early, in your opinion?
Oh, my child is getting the same treatment I got growing up. Like, granted, all of us we all grew up around technology. Like, all of us did. it is what it is. Regardless if it was the early stages of technology, but it's not what it is now. Regardless, like I'm not, because as soon as we get exposure to that technology, it almost seems like, as far as with kids, it seems like that's what entertains them the most. Little kids running around with iPads and tablets and all of this stuff because that's what they shows on, that's what their games on, that's what all this stuff. You know, I haven't seen a little cousin or anything like a child play with Legos. They don't play with Legos, bro. Legos, I used to love playing with Legos, Hot Wheels, like Transformers, Power Rangers. Like, dude, I used to have whole fight scenes.
Yes, sir.
Nothing going
Yes,
on.
sir. Across the valley, one couch. Yes, sir.
Come on, like we used to have like when we didn't have that technology, we got to use our minds and use our imaginations. Like what you said, like we got to experience a world outside of society that nobody else could see but us. So me personally, I want my child to experience that. I want them to have the imagination because personally, that's why I think. Yeah, I'm saying that's what I think. That's why I think I am the way I am now. Like usual, like come on, like I want, like I seriously want them to be.
All y'all need to get muted for just doing that. Every single last one of y'all need to get muted for doing that.
Hey, but you knew what it was. You knew what it was.
Just did that.
But yeah, real talk. So I wasn't exposed to like technology for real until like middle school. I didn't get my first cell phone until I was in 8th grade.
Bro, my first form of technology was honestly, personally, my first one, like my own, was a Nintendo 64, bro.
Oh, the PSP, the Nintendo DS.
Yeah, bro.
That's technology though. That was technology for us, bro.
It was.
Niggas they don't know about the Game Boy when you had to have a light.
Shorty.
Driving in the car and
stuck it to the side.
Dog.
All right.
But little stuff like that. I mean, it's I feel like it's levels to it. It's levels to having technology. So yeah, I mean, that's just me though.
Go ahead, D, and I'll wrap it up.
Man, that's a lot of good talk. I think mine probably tying into the telling black men to suck it up. The negative connotation with therapy and the negative connotation with just asking for help. Like I said, piggybacking off of what Ian was saying, not even necessarily going and seeing somebody, but just having a group to talk to. Everybody that I know has a circle that they go, and you might not be able to tell everybody in that circle, but having somebody that you don't have to put up a guard for. If you can't with your significant other, I'm blessed enough. I got my wife. I can talk to her about things, and then when I can't collect the things to talk with her with, I have my circle that I can talk to them with. I can talk to my dad. I was blessed growing up. My dad was never short of showing emotion, whether that was being happy, being sad, being angry. He expressed himself. So I was blessed enough to see that and know, okay, it's okay to do that. And it's all right to get help. If you need help, get help. Everybody needs some sort of help, whether it's somebody professional, whether it's your grandma, whether it's your dad, whether it's your best friends. Talk to somebody. I think that's something. And I think our generation is doing a really good job of knocking that out of the park. We're open to talk. And I think that we'll be all right. I just think more people need to understand it's all right to not be okay. I told somebody that when all this was going down, somebody I worked with at the restaurant, they were worried. And I said, it's okay to not be okay. And I think once we get that, once that's a normalized thing, I think we'll be better off for that.
I think the last thing, just to follow up on what D said, and on what I said in the beginning, is like, don't be afraid to listen to people who've been through things. Don't be afraid to seek counseling. It doesn't have to be a psychiatrist. You don't have to sit on the layout couch and talk to a person. I've done it, but one of the biggest ways that, like, personally I believe, and these are sometimes I believe God will send you people in your life for those specific reasons. I have a lot of older mentors in my life that are old men that have made it through a lot. And they know what it feels to be told to suck it up and it go the opposite way. But blessed enough to make it out and share their story with guys like me. And it just gives me a different outlook on everything about life, period. But like everybody said, man, it's just, I think the biggest takeaway is just don't be afraid to ask for help in anything. We're just like anybody else. We need it. We need it.
Ooh, come on, dog.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's a whole different thing.
It's also a big factor that some people take things too sensitive or can be too sensitive with things, and the way they can be sensitive about it, and you don't know how to say certain things to certain people. They just choose not to listen to it and feel like, oh, well, I'm gonna just handle this myself. So it kind of it sucks sometimes, but something you have to deal with.
So to wrap it up, my thing that should not be normalized is beating kids. That's mine. Point blank, period. I don't think that's something that should ever be normalized. There's a lot. Go ahead.
When you say beat, what?
Any type.
Further elaborate on that.
Any type. That's something that should never be normalized in my eyes. I don't think that's something that
like spanking.
Whooping? Yes, like whooping, spankings, all that. None of that should ever be normalized. That's just my personal opinion on it. I think that subconsciously does something to a child. I think it subconsciously does something to a child where they maybe don't notice it when they're a child, but when they grow up and they look at certain things and certain aspects of life, they notice it then. Like for me, like me and my mom, like we weren't able to be cool. I wasn't able to open up to my mom until I was 18. For real, until I was basically grown and about to go to college. And that's when me and my mom's relationship became what it is now. Like she's my best friend now, so love her to death. But like when I was a child, man, traumatized.
So you
was a badass kid. You was a badass little kid.
For sure.
Kid.
I definitely was a badass kid. Yeah. For sure. For sure. I definitely was a badass kid.
So it's just like you basically saw the beatings as like physical abuse almost.
No, I didn't see it. I don't look at it as like that at all. No, I think what I think of it is it's not even physical abuse. It's more mental.
It is.
It's more mental. It's more of a mental thing. It's more of a thing where, now like for me, like I didn't have like a male figure in the house. Like it was just me and my mom. Like that's all I had. So for me, like when I was getting beat, it was like, yo, like now who do I turn to talk about anything? So it took.
You got siblings?
Yeah, I have a little sister, but I'm the oldest.
Okay. Yeah. Hey, I feel that.
Yeah. So I mean, for me, it's just like one of those things where now, like, I'm cool now. I'm good.
So you turned out okay?
I turned out amazing.
You turned out of Virginia Military Institute?
Yeah. I turned out amazing. I'm great. I'm great. Huh? All right, it worked.
It works, right?
But just because it worked doesn't mean that it's good.
Okay, I mean that's agreeable. So what's your method?
For me?
What's
It's
Shock
like
and disappointment.
Don't take time
no,
out.
it's not. It's not even that. It's just in the simple fact that there could be times that you have to use physical force, but most of the time it doesn't have to be physical force.
Well, you gotta call it physical force.
Yeah, bro. That just made it sound bad.
Being able to have an open discussion with your child is so much more important than.
At what point, though?
No, but we can talk
At
about
any
it.
point.
We can.
They might not understand it.
After I
But
beat you, we can
that's
talk
your
about
job to make them understand, though.
it. We can talk about it after I beat you. We can.
No, that doesn't work. I don't want to hear anything after that.
This is why I just beat you. I want you to understand why I just beat you.
Consequences to your actions.
No, that doesn't work.
Consequences to your actions.
That's what I'm saying. You can't do something and all you know is gonna happen to. We're gonna sit down and have a heart to heart and I want you to understand what you did wrong. If nothing comes of that,
that's not real life. That's not real life.
That is real life.
No, it's not, fam.
If you do something
real
wrong,
life.
if you do something wrong, consequences happen. AKA my situation, consequences happen. Like even if I don't feel like I was wrong, somebody felt like I was wrong.
And they lied on him. And they lied on him.
And they lied. We ain't gonna get into that. But yeah,
but that's what I'm saying. But consequences happen.
Yes, but the consequences doesn't have to be that.
But you can't say, oh, you stole something, and when we get home, I'm gonna talk to you about why stealing is wrong. You know why stealing is wrong. You still stole, but I'm gonna tell you why stealing is wrong again, so you can eventually steal again, and then we're gonna have this conversation again.
No, because then they're gonna throw your black ass in jail once you get old enough.
So, bro, here's my thing with that. Yes, you can you talk to your child and can you say something, bro, instead of beating them? Sure, yes, you can. But I'm pretty sure every single one of us has had a talk before we got an ass. I'm just saying.
This is why you are getting beat.
So it's you get 2 lectures before you get your ass beat, right? The first one, the ass. So you acting up in school. You got a chance to tell the truth.
Go ahead, lie. Right? Go ahead, I dare you. Lie
if you want to.
Lie.
Conversation number 2. Conversation number 2 is while you're getting your ass beat, right? Because she already done told your ass.
Didn't I tell you not to leave your homework at school? Matter of fact, why did you just get an ass? Didn't I tell you?
Start hurt, boy. Start hurt.
Come on, man. We turned out perfectly fine because of that. How many times
I attribute a lot of that to it.
I'll say this.
You turned out perfectly fine in the world aspect, maybe. Yes.
No,
but listen. There's still a whole bunch of subconscious stuff that you probably have not even dealt with, that you probably haven't even ran across yet.
But I know a lot of
It's different for me. It's different for me.
It's different for you.
It's different for me.
I see it like this. For those who did like people surrounded around me who got whoopings or beatings, whatever you want to call that shit, I got my ass beat.
Pops.
I honestly think that we are doing great. Yes, we still have our issues here and there, but in some way or form, we're developed in a good case. For the friends that I have that didn't get ass whoopings,
man, them kids off the chain,
either in jail.
Them kids off the chain.
These niggas is out here selling. No offense.
They doing whatever because they ain't even got
they doing whatever they want because they're used to being able to do whatever they want.
Right? Yeah.
And the worst thing that's gonna happen to them is they get talked to.
Also, Ty, to be like specific with your situation, I see nothing wrong with you and your mom becoming best friends at 18. I think that's
not at all.
Age.
Not at all.
I think that's the perfect age for you and your mom to become best friends.
Because you did not have a male figure in your life.
That's the perfect age.
I honestly agree with you because I also did not have a male figure in my life at all. So my mom, I to a point, I ain't gonna say I hated my mom, but I strongly disliked her for.
She was the bad guy.
Yes, bro.
She was the bad guy.
But she had to.
She had to be.
She had to be for sure.
She had to.
She had to be.
I'm
gonna tell you what's even wilder. When you got both parents, they both on you, and you can't. And then I'm right there with you. Who you supposed to go to? Nobody. You just gonna get your butt whooped. Ty, like on a serious tip.
Wait till your daddy get home.
Yeah,
wait till your daddy get home.
I didn't become friends with my parents until I was 18 and I went off to school
Until
because my mom would tell me, I'm not one of your little friends.
I'm
not
not
one of
your
your little
friend.
That's the
friends.
I'm your
line,
mama.
bro.
I'm not one of your little
That's the
friends.
line.
And that's
But it's
perfectly
important.
okay.
It's important. It's important.
Yes,
Very
very
That they
important.
are
Very.
like like you have to. They have to distinguish that line. Like it's
Yep.
like, you know, like they have to be like, and like you said, like your mom, like you brought up, your mom was the one who raised you. So like your mom had to be good guy and bad guy. You see what I'm saying? So like, yeah, your mom had to your mom had to beat your ass, but on Christmas, she was
gonna give you
right
them
there
gifts.
smiling when you was opening them gifts that she had to work her ass off to get. Like,
Sure.
so she had to be that person. Like, but at the same time, I feel like when it comes to like being an adult, once you turn 18, now your parents know, like, yeah, I can be my child's friend now because I've raised that child, and now that child has become a man. And now he's on the level that we are on. Now he's going to understand the world. And I'm always going to be here for my child. Like you say, your mom's your best friend. The reason why your mom's your best friend is because she feel like she raised you the way she was supposed to.
Yeah.
Like if you ask your mom, I guarantee your mom will tell you she did nothing wrong.
And shout out to your mom, bro. Shout out to your mom for doing that.
She heard me give me the take too. So she was over there literally this. I'm just getting the eyes right now, right here.
You waiting to beat your ass again.
Wait till you get off that call, boy. It's me and you. What's up? Dog. No, but for real though, like
way in front of your little friend.
Yeah, but for real though, but all of us can attest to, especially like all of us that have gotten beaten. Like at that time we couldn't understand. Like, why do you have to beat me? Can't you do something else? Mm-hmm. But you did what you knew that worked. Mm-hmm. How many times do you have to touch a hot stove to know it's hot? After you get burnt that first time, you're not finna touch that hot stove again. Mm-hmm. Technically, after I get that first beating for not doing something right, guess what? I shouldn't have did it again. But if I do it again, guess what? I'm going to get beat. I can't be mad at my mom for beating me for doing the same thing I just got in trouble for doing. I can't be mad at her for that.
As we can tell, Don was a badass little kid too.
But it was early. It was early on. Like, I know what I'm saying. Like, I got beat every day in the first grade because every day in the first grade I did something wrong. You feel me? So it was just like I knew I was finna get a beating, but at the same time, it didn't make me hate my mom, or it didn't develop something in me that's like traumatizing or something. Because I can sit down today and I'm just like, oh no, like every beating that I got, I probably deserved.
Oh yeah, I mean, looking back at it now, yeah, you could definitely do that.
It definitely takes a toll where you get to a certain point in your life where you be like, you know what, she was absolutely okay with it. I have absolutely wrong with what she did, with the action she took. I deserved whatever I got at the end of the day. Now, normalizing what he says, I understand that, because it's bad when we as people, we look out and we see kids acting a certain way and we be like, oh, couldn't have been
that child need a beating.
Couldn't have been me. I would have got my ass beat. Or
that child need a beating.
Yeah.
Like,
I look at that shit all the time. What's a leash? What's a leash? My pop told me to grab the pocket. Grab his pocket. Don't
let go, and don't let go, and don't let go.
Get off if you want to.
Don't let go.
Run off if you want to. I got something for you. If you run off. All right. Run off and see what happens to you. You gonna come back to it? Wait, what you finna come back to? Look, I'm gonna take you in this bathroom right here. I don't care if we in JC Penney. I'm gonna take you to this bathroom right here.
Why Don
is reliving, bro. He is reliving it, bro. He is reliving it right now.
That shit Taya talking about right there. That shit coming.
Exactly. Right there. That subconscious stuff right there. Exactly.
It's ingrained. Look, it's ingrained in me, but at the same time, it made me who I am.
For sure.
Like I wouldn't have changed and not made beaten for the world. Cause I know that like inside, that's what made me. Like the physical toughness that I had on the football field, on track, like it didn't matter. Like sports, I attach that to getting beaten. Mm-hmm. If you ain't hit me harder than my mama hit me, all right, you ain't doing nothing. Come on, let's run this back. For sure. Like and stuff like that though.
Mute him. He running out.
Hey, mute him right now. Talking about getting hit. Oh, bro, mute him.
I was gonna let him get it low.
Hey, come on, right, man. I don't want no contact.
We at like 2:45 right now, so 2:48. So we gonna call it here. I appreciate everybody sticking around. No doubt. Everybody send a prayer to Reek, of course.
For
I'm
sure.
sure everything's straight with him. Everybody check up on him. But that's pretty much it. You know, I'll see y'all next week.
That's
We
the wrap
out.
up.
No doubt.
What's up?